Hello and welcome to EV Focus Now. Thank you for tuning in once more. We're almost into 2023. We're getting close to the new year, and just want to wish you all a happy new year to you and your family. It's going to be an exciting year for EVs, to say the least, which is why I'm shooting this video, because I want to talk about what I think are the four most interesting EVs coming out in 2023. This is my opinion only. I know that I may have missed some vehicles that you may think that's intriguing or interesting, so please put those in the comment section below. But these are the four that I kind of sat down and thought these are the most interesting ones coming out in 2023 based on what I've seen, and we're going to go over those right now. But before we do, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button below. It really helps the channel. Thank you all for growing this channel. I'm hoping to get to 500 subscribers by spring. We'll see, but I really appreciate all of you who have subscribed. Don't take that for granted. I really thank you for watching the videos, liking the videos, and even adding your comments. It really helps the channel, and I enjoy doing this so much. It really does make me happy to talk about EVs and all the things going on. So in 2023, we got so many things, a bunch of new charging superchargers coming out, EV Go, Electrify America, Tesla. They're all growing their network, so the charging infrastructure is only going to get stronger in 2023 and become so much better for so many people who are driving EVs to travel. And it makes it available, makes it easier to travel in many different styles of EVs. So whether it's a long-range EV or a short-range EV, you pretty much can make it across the country now, and even more in 2023, as we expect more reliability in the non-Tesla superchargers out there who don't always work all the time, but Teslas do. But I think they're getting better and better, so we'll see. So let's go into what I think the four most interesting EVs coming out in 2023. So number one, you guys all know this one, the Tesla Cybertruck. Obviously, we're waiting 4 years for this to come out, and from what Elon said, is we are finally going to see this out in spring, midsummer, a limited run of some of the Cybertrucks, and then the full production run later in 2023. I would say around November, December, we'll see really ramping up. I have an order for one. I put back in 2019, I believe, at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. So mine's may come at the end of the year. More than likely it will, which is fine with me. I just waiting for it. I'm excited about it. I'm not a truck guy, but this is something different. The styling is something like we've never seen before in a truck. Dual motor, tri-motor, and I believe in a quad motor now that they've made some adjustments to the original specs. This thing can charge on a regular V2 supercharger, V3 Tesla supercharger, or even as Tesla said, or Elon said last week during the semi-reveal webcast, the Tesla Cybertruck will be able to charge on a megawatt superchargers that the semis are using. So that's 1,000 volts. So I'm not I mean, we're talking speeds over 350 kilowatts. So it's going to be interesting. We get more specs on what the Cybertruck can accept as far as speed and what the max speed, charging speed is on this vehicle. But it's exciting. It seats 6 people from what I can see, which is great. So if you want a truck instead of a minivan, this is going to be sit 6 comfortably with a flat floor, plenty of storage, and over 400 miles of range, because I don't think they're going to no longer produce the single motor rear wheel drive. I think it's going to be all wheel drive. And obviously Tesla always produced their most expensive models first, so the tri and quad motor will come first, and then probably dual motor, but maybe they'll release them all at once, I'm hoping, so we don't have to wait too long. But hopefully I'm not priced out of this, because the price is going to go up. It's no longer going to be $49,000 for a dual motor. It's going to be probably $60,000 more likely. So we'll see how that comes out. But again, the Cybertruck, very interesting, very important truck. To see what Tesla does with the trucking community and how their truck compares to the F-150 Lightning, Silverado, the Hummer, and the Rivian. I think it's going to do very well. The second most interesting car in 2023 is the Hyundai Ioniq 6. If you're not familiar with the Ioniq 6, please Google that now. Go on YouTube. It is more of a sedan version of the Ioniq 5. It's built in the same kind of architecture, 800 volt architecture, but it's a sedan. It's going to more compete with your BMW iX4, your Model 3, more sedans out there, and it is, I gotta tell you, it's growing on me. It's the unique styling reminds me somewhat of a Porsche. I think a 911, perhaps the big whale fin in the back. The front is sloping, it's aerodynamic. I really am growing on the design. Not sure about the back seat though. How much room in the back seat? I've watched some of the LA Auto Show. If you're under 6 feet, you should be fine. But anything over that, it does have a aggressive slope towards the back end of it. So we'll see how the back seat is as far as headroom. I mean, not seat room. It's estimated to get around 340 miles on a rear-wheel drive and 310 for all-wheel drive, which is very respectable. I tend to go with the longer rear-wheel drive models, but maybe I'll go with the all-wheel drive because I get 310 miles on all-wheel drive. That's fine with me. This is all based on a 77 kilowatt battery pack, 800 volt architecture, similar to the Ioniq 5 EV6. So it's going to charge 10 to 80% in 18 minutes, more than fast enough for most people. Probably one of the best fast charging curves out there in the market right now available to get. It's going to have the vehicle to load function, much like the EV6 Ioniq 5. You can plug in devices from your charge port with the device they use, power a campsite, power your laptop, small things, 120 volts. So you're going to see more and more manufacturers come around to this, but Kia's done it now, Hyundai's done it now, and it's a great feature on this car. The pricing is unavailable for now. I'm going to assume 48,000, 45, maybe 42, 43 for the base and the rear-wheel drive, and then 45. They probably have the 55,000 on the all-wheel drive fully loaded. That's just me estimating. I'm not sure, but very respectful for what you're getting in specs, technology, comfort, beautiful interior dash, and I got to tell you, listen, I got my Model 3 here. And my wife's going to keep her Mustang Mach-E. I'm pretty sure she's going to keep that for a little while. There's another car on this list that may replace that down the road. But if something happens, I don't get the Cybertruck, this is also on my radar. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 along with the GV70 as a replacement for a Model 3 because the specs are so nice. But I think I want to go into a higher sitting SUV crossover, mid-size crossover. But I love my Model 3, and this thing looks sleek and looks like it drives really well. So it's on my radar. Keep that in mind. Take a look at it online and tell me what you think. Number 3. Now, number 3 is a company from Vietnam called VinFast. VinFast is a huge company in Vietnam. They do more than make cars, but they've been making cars, I think, around 10 years, but now they're making their cars into EVs. And the styling's fantastic. They have an Italian designer who styled their EVs. They have 3 of them, the VF6, the VF7, and VF9. The VF6 is the one I'm talking about now, which are a smaller subcompact crossover SUV. It's going to compete with about the size of the Nissan Rogue, it looks like. And the starting price will be very compelling. Again, it's between $30,000 for the base and $40,000, I would say, for the base model. Very minimalist design, similar to Tesla inside, with a single 17-inch screen that controls all your information in there. Nothing in front of the driver steering wheel, but unlike Tesla, which I wish they would do, VinFast is going to have a head-up display. I don't know if it's going to be augmented reality, but it's going to be a head-up display to tell you the speed, maybe turning directions, and maybe navigation. So I love that. I think that's fantastic, and I hope Tesla goes around to that because I know it's nice to have a clean look, but I do like to have the information in front of me when I'm driving, so I ain't got to look over all the time. So they're going to have that, and that's a plus in their category. The battery will be available to lease if you want to lease a battery and don't want to buy the battery. It's going to be fully warranted, or you can buy the battery, but the warranty is the key thing to keep in mind here. They're offering the battery comes with a 10-year unlimited mile warranty. That's fantastic. 10 years, unlimited miles. So basically, you can feel comfortable driving this car everywhere and anywhere as much as you want and not worry about the battery degradation. If it does, you have a 10-year unlimited mile warranty. They'll replace the battery. So that should give you a lot of confidence that this is a new startup. We don't know much about it as far as EVs anyway. New startup in America. And we'll see. But the battery pack, I'm assuming, must be around 72 kilowatts to 76 kilowatts because it's supposed to, the estimated range of 230, 240 miles, estimated range. No official numbers have been out just yet, but that's what's been reported on this vehicle. We'll have to see. We haven't had any really driver reviews and charging reviews yet on this vehicle, but it's something to keep an eye on. Again, I understand a new manufacturer coming over here. The styling, I'm definitely sold on that. I just don't know how it rides, the quality. I don't know how to charge it. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Watch this space as I do more. If I get more information, I'll report on it. But check the YouTube out. There's a clear video of it on for the LA Auto Show that you could type in YouTube and you'll see it. A person looks really beautiful, but we'll see how it performs. But that's another interesting car coming out in 2023 that really can shake up the market, I believe. And number 4, and last, of course, is the Chevy Equinox. Now, I am really impressed with the styling of this vehicle. The Chevy is all in on EVs now. They're coming out with their Silverado, and they're coming out with a Camaro down the road, and they're really pushing it. The new Ultium battery pack they developed is supposed to be really great. This vehicle is going to launch at a base model at 250 miles with a smaller battery, front-wheel drive. But the launch model that comes out later in September of 2023 is supposed to have 300 miles of range with the larger battery, all-wheel drive. So that's the base model, the spec model that's coming out first, and obviously the more expensive model. The base model is supposed to be starting around $30,000. So Chevy's really trying to meet that category of affordable EVs with the Chevy Bolt starting at $25,000, which is very affordable and a very respectable EV. I mean, 250 miles. Don't get me started. It is a fantastic buy for people just getting EVs, or if you want a city car, and this car can be taken on the road as well. It's just going to charge at a lower speed of 50 kilowatts, but it can do well out there and get you across town and get you across the United States if you need to. Now, the thing I want to speak about with this is that with the upgraded model, 300 miles, it's going to be around $47,000, $50,000, I'm suspecting, with the larger 300-mile battery. But the styling looks great. I love the two-tone roof. It really sets it off for me. I love how they've done the headlights, the rear. It's a little bit longer than a regular gas conversion Equinox, but it is also going to have Super Cruise available, which is a driving, no hands-free driving assistant program that Chevy has on the Bolt, but that's the older version. The newer version on the Escalade works much better, and I believe that's the version that the Equinox is going to get. So to be able to have your hands free and just look as you're driving, it's mapped on most freeways, but not all freeways just yet. But it will be, most of the U.S. freeways eventually. But it's a nice feature to have. It has a fully functioning moonroof, and that's something that a lot of manufacturers' moonroofs are closed. They don't open. They just let light in. This one's going to be fully functional and open up to let in fresh air as well if you want that. Now, Chevy is saying this vehicle will qualify for the tax credit. Obviously, it's being made in Mexico, so if it's made in Mexico, Canada, or North America in general, that qualifies for some of the tax credit, I think $3,700. But it also involves the battery sourcing. How many materials of the batteries are made in the U.S. or countries with the U.S. fair trade agreements. So if it has both of those together, it's going to qualify for a $7,500 tax credit. That's going to come off the price of the car when you buy it, and that's really going to make this car very affordable, whether it's the base model that's going to bring it down to about $24,000, or it's the upgraded all-wheel drive 300-mile range that's going to bring it around to $39,000, $41,000. So keep in mind, if they're able to do that, this is going to be a very compelling vehicle. As I mentioned earlier, this may replace my wife's Mach-E because of the range, and I don't necessarily know the charging speeds yet. I think it's going to charge at 11 kilowatts on board charger. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see what the max charging speed it can accept and get more information as this car comes out. But it's a beautiful car. I think you can take reservations now. I'm going to my Chevy dealer next week to see if I can put down money for a reservation to order one, just in case. But I really like what they've done here with Chevy, and I think it's a great EV. It's going to be very competitive in the marketplace. We'll see how it drives, but I have confidence in GM. They've been doing a really good job lately. So those are the 4 most interesting cars coming out in 2023 under this 4. I know there's a lot more than that, but I just picked 4 here. Tesla Cybertruck, Hyundai Ioniq 6, VinFast VF6, and the Chevy Equinox EV. But tell me what you think. Tell me, do you think any of these appeal to you? Any of these you keep your eye on, or there's some other ones that I didn't mention that you maybe want to tell me about in the comment section that you're looking to buy? Keep that in mind, and I would love to hear your comments, of course, in the comment section below. I do want to just throw out the Aptera is also coming out as well. It's more of a not designated as a car necessarily, so I didn't include it, but that's also coming out in 2023 and should be a compelling two-seater trike kind of automobile car. We'll see. Look up Aptera online. You can see what I'm talking about, and it's an impressive vehicle to say the least. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification buttons to stay on top of all my new videos. And please stay tuned to my next videos. And when it comes to EVs, remain focused. Bye-bye. And Happy New Year.